this is Homey Movies, and thank you for joining me today. Today we are doing another mail unboxing. Most of the things I received in May. I'm a little bit behind in my unboxing things, so some of these things I actually received in April. Our first item here is our afterlight box from illumicrate. Now, this is a friend's, but she gave me permission to open these on my channel. So here for the month of April, we received an Afterlight book with a theme of Take Me Home. Now, Afterlight is known for their romance books. So here the featured book is The Prospects by Kit Hoffman. Gene Lonsko is content to play in the minor leagues. He's seen teammates get their big breaks, but as the first openly trans man in the world of competitive baseball, he has nearly everything he's ever let himself dream of. When his former teammate and longtime rival Luis Estrada is unexpectedly drafted onto the team, the careful equilibrium of Gene's life is destroyed. Luis is standoffish, talented, and inconveniently gorgeous, and the two men can barely get through the game together. This is war, and the team pays the price. So when Luis surprises Gene with a softer side to his naughty demeanor, Gene offers an olive branch for the sake of his teammates. Soon they discover that their chemistry on the pitch might lead them all the way to the playoffs, and their chemistry off the pitch, well, that could be enough to change the game forever. Enjoy your Afterlight exclusive edition, which is a B format hardback and features an exclusive cover variant, digital edges from the publisher, foil on the hardback, and paper artwork. And it's signed and a letter from the author. And then they also have an unguided reading for the book and a Discord. And you can see at the bottom there they have their hashtags and their social medias. Okay, so that was our synopsis. And here we have the book. And we have a little artwork card. Now, the Afterlight books all come with a little artwork card. This one looks to be our two main characters in a baseball field jogging together and a little dog in the background. Now, the author letter reads, Dear Afterlight reader, I grew up playing soccer. Indoor or outdoor barely mattered, as long as I could play goalie. I loved the immediacy of it. I loved diving to make the save, the mud caking my uniform in the Oregon rain. Most of all, I loved being useful, important, and needed. Baseball, on the other hand, didn't work its way into my life until the summer of 2018. I had just graduated college with a 500-page mess of an honor thesis in the form of historical fiction novel, as well as the burgeoning realization that I was possibly a bit transgender. Of the two options, I chose to focus on the novel. It was at least the kind of mess that felt fixable. That novel was not The Prospects, but it too was about home and community and the aching want and quiet hurt that built up when you try to make yourself small. It too was about a baseball-playing gay man, though the baseball was more incidental. In my research, I'd spend hours reading up on the invention of sugar packets, weeks doing deep dives in the mid-century queer bars. But even after 3 full rewrites, I knew nothing about the sport my protagonists love. So I decided to follow the Seattle Mariners, the closest thing I had to a hometown team for a few months. For a handful of hours each day, in the most aimless and confusing summer of my life, that team kept me company. I learned quickly that baseball is a sport that demands optimism in the face of steep odds, a demand with which I, a queer trans person, was exceedingly familiar with. As I fell in love with baseball and the hope it inspires, I realized I wanted to write a book where that optimism paid off. A story that felt triumphant and giddy and freeing, the same way a hard-fought walk-off win in the middle of a playoff chase does. Then Gene crashed into my life, loud and laughing, improbable and inconvenient. He played second base. He was gay. He loved his boyfriend. He loved his team. He loved. He was unquestionably delightedly trans. He was always meant to be the protagonist of a hard-fought, walk-off win sort of book. In 2018, I wasn't ready to write that book yet. I was still mostly closeted, and Jean's transness and gayness scared me. I loved him, but he made sense to me in a way I wasn't ready to face. Early drafts came out stilted, a little sad, but for all the changes the book would go through on its way to becoming the prospects, Jean himself remained largely the same. An optimistic man, desperate to be needed and scared to be wanted, with a big heart and quiet determination to prove himself. There was also the fact that I'd never read a romance novel about people like Jean or Louise. But as genre expectations slowly shifted and I grew into my transness, this book became one. Neither Jean nor Louise looked anything like romantic heroes I'd seen on shelves, but they were the sort of men I wanted to see there, just as Louise and the sort of men Jean wants to see on a baseball card. Loving, soft, kind. A little blunt, frequently oblivious. Willing to apologize, willing to cry. Short and wide-hipped, skinny and life-alteringly anxious. Gay, trans, beautiful. The Prospects is unequivocally a romance, but it's also a sports story, and to me, it's sports, especially baseball, especially the minor leagues, aren't entirely about the story. They're about the dreams we have and abandon and find our way back to. They're about who we are when we walk off the field and have to keep living. And they are, of course, about who wins, who loses, and who gets left behind. The Prospects is about the people who often get left behind, how we find each other and work to build something incredible in spite of the circumstances. It's about letting ourselves want those imaginable dreams that we may never have seen someone like us achieve, the dreams we've been told we weren't allowed to have. I hope when you read this book, you feel allowed. I hope you stop feeling like you need permission at all. What a sweet letter, and perfect for Pride Month. And now on to our book. And here we have The Prospects by K.T. Hoffman. On the side here we have the same thing and our two beautiful boys kissing in the field. And here on the inside we have some artwork as well, where we have our two baseball players sitting on a sofa with their dog and a few baseball items. And here on the back we have our same boys, I guess, riding the shoulders of their teammates. No idea what for, but in the rain. And here is our naked book. It's very cute. It's a simple design, but lovely. Jean only needs to get on base, then trust Louise to bring him home. Here on the side we have the title and author in the same red foiling. Nothing on the back. So yeah, that's The Prospects. I find this to be very cute. I might pick this up from my friend's house, honestly. And if you notice, we also have our author signature here. So yeah, that is our book. So yeah, that was our Afterlight book for the month of April. Next up here we have another package to open, and this is also going to be a book, but of a different kind. Now, the reason why the packaging looks a little weird on the right side is because I used Pango Books, which is an app or a website that you can use to get used books. Now, that's what I did. This is a used book. So a lot of sellers will take packages that have been used, that they've received books in their or Amazon boxes, and they will pack their used books in used mailing supplies. I think it's wonderful because it just, reuse, reduce, recycle. And I'm totally guilty of doing the same thing too when I sell on Pango, so I can't judge. So the book we have here is Marvel Civil War. It says a Marvel comic event. Now, those of you who know the MCU, that Civil War is a little bit different than this one. This Civil War is a lot more dramatic, has a lot more stakes to it, and I would say is a little more violent. So here on the back it reads, "Whose side are you on?" The Marvel Universe is changing. In the wake of a tragedy, Capitol Hill proposes the Superhero Registration Act, requiring all costumed heroes to unmask themselves before the government. Divided, the decision that will alter the course of their lives forever. Divided, the nation's greatest champions must each decide how to react. A decision that will alter the course of their lives forever. Collecting Civil War numbers 1 through 7, written by Mark Miller, The Ultimates, and illustrated by Steve McNiven, New Avenger. And here we have, that is the cover of Wolverine, Old Man Logan, where the Hulks have taken over. Very fun. Here we have House of M, another series that I want to collect, but it's kind of a lot of volumes. And here we have some other cover artwork and sketches. Like I said, this is very different than the Civil War on TV, but I suggest you read it. And here we have some pens. Now, these are my favorite pens, and you can see here that some of the cartridges are actually running low on ink or out of ink. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and bought more. And I've also bought more casings because these are my favorite pens to use at work. And so I figure I can just keep a pair at work and keep a pair here at home. You see, this one holds 5 cartridges, while the other one, the gray one, held 3. And the ones that are staying at home each only hold 3. So the idea is to have these very color-coded, colorful pens for work. I don't know, I just really like color-coding things. And here I have my cartridges. Now, some of them, as you can see here, they come in a little case and are held by the tip inside their cartridges. And so here I am replacing the first one in my old pen. Now these are really, really easy to replace. I love it. And you can see that all of the ink is out and it's in desperate need of a replacement. But these are really easy to replace. Just go ahead and take the open end and find the hole inside the pen and you slide it in and just pop it into place. It's a really soft pop, nothing too hard to do. And as you saw, you take off the little blue capping that keeps it from drying up. And that's it. Just sit back on and it's done. And here you see me replacing the old cartridge back inside. Now I'm not sure if these are recyclable, but it'd be cool if they were because I would definitely collect them. I'm gonna have a ton of empty ones by the time I'm done with these pens. I'm gonna stop talking now because this is all just replacing pens. Alrighty, so that was the last of 10 cartridge replacements, and yeah, it has such a wonderful clicking sound. And as you'll see in a moment, I tried to demonstrate for you how they write. This time that it shows isn't the best example, and I actually ran out of storage on my phone, so I couldn't keep filming other examples, but it writes so smoothly, so wonderfully. I just love the pens. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a good rest of your week. Thank you again. Bye.